These Tarte trips are really getting out of hand. I feel like every single Tarte trip, there's always drama. And y'all, I've always said before, I feel like brand trips are kind of like a good way to like easy market. And it's like paying it forward to the people who have like, supported your brand. You're taking them on a trip. And obviously they're like doing a little bit of promotion in between. I feel like it's a fun way of marketing, in my opinion. Although I feel like that's like an unpopular opinion I've seen before. So many people on Reddit, as well as other videos, they're just like, I don't get the whole brand trip thing. I think it's really stupid. And look, I feel like if it comes down to a brand trip or just like paying sponsored posts, I kind of would just be like, just pay the sponsored post, because at the end of the day, y'all know I love to travel. I mean, come on, I have a whole travel channel. However, I would prefer to have the money. Do you know what I mean? Because then obviously I can use that money to go wherever I want to go and do what I want to do. However, I do think though, if you say, for example, you have it in the budget to obviously sponsor as well as do a brand trip, then I think a brand trip is fun. However, with Tarte specifically, it seems to be an ongoing thing to where there is just always drama. Like, I feel like every single Tarte trip has been drama, but I do want to say this though. I feel like people within the beauty space tend to be a little bit, dramatic. I've worked at a salon before. I worked at MAC for like 7 years. I worked at that salon, I want to say, for like 5 years. Y'all, I want to say like every single week there was like some different form of drama. So I just feel like within the beauty space, there's a lot of divas, let's just say. Anyways, within today's video, we're going to be speaking about a couple of different people. I want to say like even Tana Mojo was actually invited to this trip. And I do want to say that she spoke out about this and she actually went onto a podcast. I want to say with Trisha Paytas, her new podcast called Not Love Line, to where she said that she didn't feel comfortable going on the trip because of the LA fires and the timing just didn't seem right for this. Specifically within today's video, I do want to talk about Brianna Chicken Fry and then this girl who I actually just saw. Look, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I think it's like Urich. Her first name's Ken, and then her last name's like Urich or Uric. Y'all, forgive me if I am pronouncing that completely wrong. It's Eurich. I'm just like, y'all, you guys know, look, I'm a little bit dumb. I'm a high school dropout. I'm like, I've never seen that last name before, so I don't know how to pronounce it. But I did see that she has beef with Brianna Chicken Fry, and she actually said on her podcast that she doesn't like her, and she actually named her. So right away, I was like, I kind of like this girl. Never seen her before, but I think she's like TikTok famous. And I was like, you know what? Low key, I love when somebody gets onto their podcast or whatever it is and just names the person. Because you guys know, so many times when people come out, they'll be like, I'm not going to say any names. And it's just like, oh my gosh. But then they'll describe the person down to a T. It's like, at that point, just have the balls and say it. Do you know what I mean? So I love the fact that she actually said on her podcast she didn't like her. Well, there was drama between them on the brand trip. Everyone's like, what's going on? Everyone's speculating, like, are they going to beef it? And then apparently they ended up like making up and everything was totally fine. Also, I do want to talk about Jules within today's video. If you guys don't know Jules, she's very famous on TikTok. Basically, I want to say that she created the word of 2024, which was demure. She's the one that started the whole trend of very cutesy, very demure. She came out and talked about Tarte and why she wasn't like invited on the trip. And y'all, she has some really good insights as to where I did not know this, but she's talked about a couple Tarte products to where they went completely viral and had millions of views. And I just think like it's kind of crazy how like Tarte really never paid her no mind. That's what she's alleging anyways. And I could see it though, because I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I just get this bad vibe from Tarte where I'm like, they just, I don't know, it just seems to be time and time again that they just keep on doing things wrong. So I'm just kind of like, okay, it's a choice at this point. Do you know what I mean? Y'all know that I'm always forgiving and I always give the benefit of the doubt. I just feel like when it comes down to Tarte, like there's just no more benefits to give out, really. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, let's go ahead and start this off with talking about the Brianna Chicken Fry and Ken Urich. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm saying that so wrong because I feel like I heard somebody say Urich, but then I heard somebody say Urich. So I'm just kind of like, y'all, I really don't know. Anyways, I want to go ahead and start this off by playing from Ken Urich's podcast where she says she doesn't like Brianna, but then they went and like made up on the Tarte trip, which I think, as well as everybody else thinks on TikTok, that it's just kind of like performative to where they're just kind of like, okay, let's go ahead and make up because we're on this trip. And who really knows? Nonetheless, honestly, I'm just kind of like, who cares? I just like that this girl had like said it completely straight up. Also, though, because I am working on another Brianna Chicken Fry video, I feel like this is just an ongoing thing to where a lot of people don't really like her. And I'm starting to see a pattern here because I'm just kind of like, why do so many people have beef with her? It must be for a reason. Anyways, go ahead and check out these clips right here.
I get the email about the Tarte trip. My manager was like, okay, that's great. Ken's down. Can we get the list of everyone else who's going? Well, they're like, yeah, like, can you get on a call with us first? Why do they need to get on a call so bad? And I go, I have a feeling it's going to either be about, please don't rip us a new one, understandable. Or number two, someone person Kennedy doesn't work well with is going. And they're like, so Branded Chicken Fries invited. And here's the thing. If Branded Chicken Fry would have just said, hey girl, sorry, I probably was a bitch to you, I would have been like, girl, you're so good. But like, she didn't. Who knows? Maybe she'll apologize on this trip and the world will be sunshine and rainbows and butterflies. But she doesn't give me the vibe of a bitch who would apologize.
As y'all saw from right there, Ken said straight up that she does not like her. But then they ended up, making up on the trip and everything seemed to be completely fine, which, hey, kudos to them. I don't know. A lot of people were saying online like, oh, this is totally fake. This is performative. They're just trying to get clicks and views because people know that they like publicly have beef. And especially because Ken went onto her podcast and said that she doesn't like her. So she was like, oh, wow, this would be like a cool time to get more views. I don't really know. Honestly, y'all, like, I feel like when it comes down to social media, like, 99% of the shit is fake. Do you know what I mean? So I really don't know what to believe because I could definitely see people, like, faking beef, faking apologizing, faking making up, all these things, obviously, just to get more traction. At the end of the day, that is the name of the game. I do want to... Y'all, this one, this is the reason why I made this video, because I'm going to play Jules' TikTok for you guys, and I really, really, really do feel at the end of the day, if you say, for example, even if you only have 1,000 followers, if you have 500 followers, if you made a product to go viral, and like, say for example, it sold out, you got like 20 plus million views on it, I really do think at the very least that the brand could like recognize you, send you a cute gift, send you some PR. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like if you're getting that many views on a video, even if you're not really that popular, it's just kind of like, okay, send it out. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've heard this before from other people. I feel like with Jules, she is really, really popular, obviously, because she did go viral in 2024. But I want to say though that she had said that she talked about Tarte before she even went viral, because she said it's before the whole Demure thing happened that she had like 20 million views of a Tarte product. And I just feel like maybe they looked at it as in like, oh, this was kind of like a phase type of thing. Whatever the case is, I don't care if you have 20 followers, 200,000 followers. It doesn't matter. If you make a product go viral, the least the brand can do is send you a cute little package, maybe like, some cupcakes and like a PR box to say thank you. That's the very least. You know what I mean? Anyways, go ahead and check out what Jules had to say about Tarte.
Okay, can we have like an honest conversation about the Tarte trips? And I want to have a conversation about Tarte. I like said this last year, but I feel like my platform's bigger now. So like, let's have the conversation again. And I'm going to preface this. This isn't about like me not getting invited to a trip. This is about like the tellingness of like how Tarte operates. Last year when like the Maracuja Juicy Lip was like starting to like release, I was one of the reasons like it went viral. I got the product like 9 million views across like 4 videos. And then on top of that, I had gotten like several Tarte products, 27 million views in total. I had at that point like 1.1 million followers. So the credentials were obviously there. Tarte never gave me the time of day, ignored me, treated me like garbage. I've never been invited to one of these trips, and I have more followers than many of these girls on these platforms. Especially with like the allegations of them like not treating creators of color, especially black creators, and I'm mixed race, I'm half black. That in itself made me feel a kind of way. And then for them to kiss my ass, blow me up with PR, finally, only when Very Demure happened was like a slap in the face. And then after that, it could have been like, oh, you know what? I could look the other way. Even with Very Demure. And after that, still getting their products millions of views, I still was not invited to a Tarte brand trip. Mind you, love like Tana Mojo, she got invited to the Tarte brand trip. When do you see Tana like promoting Tarte? Exactly. Yes, God. Like, it's just very telling. It's always going to be very telling. Tarte is just never going to have a good reputation in my book, in my house. Just like the way they've treated me has made me feel like so small and like insignificant. And then to turn around during the virality of Demure to like sit here and kiss my ass and just again show your true colors was embarrassing. Tarte is embarrassing to me.
As y'all saw from right there, I'm sorry, but I just really, I don't know, I just get these bad vibes from Tarte, because if you guys have followed along with all the Tarte drama, if you guys are interested, yes, of course, I've talked about them before on my channel, but if you guys are super interested, you guys can literally just head over to Reddit and type in Tarte brand trip drama or Tarte drama. It just seems to be an ongoing thing. And yes, they do make some amazing products, so obviously people are just kind of like, oh, you know what, whatever, I need my products. I totally get that. Like, yeah, I gotta keep it real with you guys too. If I was like in love with the product, do you know what I mean? Like, say for example, right now I love the Patrick Ta foundation, and if he ended up into some beef, it would be kind of hard for me to be like, oh, I'm gonna let this foundation go because it works so good for me. Do you know what I mean? So I understand why people are just kind of like, okay, Tarte is a little bit shady, but I'm gonna still use their products, because honestly, y'all, like, I feel like back in the day, Tarte Shape Tape was low-key iconic. Do you know what I mean? But I have to say this. If I were them, I would give it up on these brand trips. Like, let it go. This just seems to be an ongoing thing to where there is just always drama and nothing really works out for them. So they should just do sponsored posts at this point. If they have this, budget for marketing, just sponsor people. I feel like that's the best way to do it. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.